Hello, sports fans. Larry Eater, Run Blog Run. This is Athletics Chat number 63. Our friend Stuart Weir is back from Tokyo. I got to see his new grandbaby tonight, Lexi, granddaughter. And so we are a little bit later in the evening, but we had some fun today. We talked about the greatest and the biggest surprises and kind of fun stuff. Some themes, the moment in the men's high jump with Gianberto Tambieri and Mutaz Barshim, I thought was, or Stuart thought was probably the biggest performance, biggest moment for him, as was the Italians just winning so many things, which was fantastic. And we also talked about the biggest surprise being Marcel Jacobs, the young man with an Italian mom, and his dad's an American serviceman, but he's really Italian. He was raised there. He said in a quote that while his muscles may be American, he's Italian. And, he played basketball and soccer as a kid, got into the sprints, then got into the long jump. He's had a couple good long jumps, but since 16, he's been doing the 60 and the 100. And, there were a couple articles I read suggesting that he was involved with some whack job nutritionist and some other stuff. The guy's been around for a while. He's performed well on a big stage, especially in 219 and 220. Not a lot of big stages. He's gone 999, and then he had a 995, and then he ran 994, 984, and 980. And he looked within himself. I watched him at the European Indoors in Torun, stayed up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch that one. Fantastic event. So I think, he is our biggest surprise. The both world records in the 400 hurdles were fantastic. The world record in the shot put, which we didn't even, mention, Ryan Krauser makes it look so mundane, but the thing is, Ryan is at the top of his form. He is the Sergei Bubka of the shot put. He is the kind of guy who could just take it 1 centimeter at a time and break the record, but he doesn't. He's enthusiastic. He loves his event, and you see that. He's like a great painter, and we're very lucky to be able to see his creations. So, on that one a little bit. The thing that Stuart wanted to try to get to me as well was we've been to hot events. Doha was terribly hot. Beijing both times in 08 in 15, to the point that in both times in Beijing they salted the clouds so that we could have a little bit of rain in the evening and cool stuff down, because the humidity was almost life-threatening. Osaka was probably the most humid place I've ever been. It makes St. Louis seem, moderate. But from what I understand, Tokyo may have beat them all. Sapporo, with 30 of the elite marathoners, the finest marathoners in the world, dropping out, including Lelisa de Sisa. That tells you something. I also think that it was also nice to see Abdi Abdirahman in his 5th Olympics with, a few niggles, compete well. And Jacob Riley did too, as did Galen Rupp. So we had a nice team. But Molly Seidel on the women's side, wow, fantastic. Just a fantastic performance. And that she's from Wisconsin. And, we had Mo Ahmed from Wisconsin, and we had a few others from Wisconsin. All good things. But we needed the Summer Olympics. It was sad that fans could not be there. I have to take hats off to the LOC, the health officials, World Athletics, and the IOC. There was some luck involved, but also they did a great job. And they did keep people isolated, and it was rather difficult for the media. and rather challenging for the athletes as well. But it's something they'll never forget. And that's what our Olympics is all about. I hope to see you in Paris in 2024, which will be my 10th visit to the Olympics. And I hope that all of our different pandemic things will be under control by then, but I sense that we're going to be dealing with some of these things for a long time in the future. So you need to stay safe. You need to know that there may be some events that we can go to, there may be some we're not going to be able to go to, and we're just going to have to deal with it. But the human spirit overcomes many, many things. The theme that comes across before I finish, and I want to leave you with this, and this is what I'll be writing about this week. I'm going to be doing a deep thoughts on each day, is that consider the events in the finals and how many athletes have had challenges getting there. It's part of our human condition. And what the Olympic ideal is about is rising above those challenges and being classy and being respectful of your competition. It was something that I learned from Father Passarelli and Brother Jim Marheineke and Rich Brower and, Steve Pensinger and Jesse Ochoa at Bellarmine and Rocket Ray Devlin and Dan Durante at Santa Clara. I was very fortunate to have great coaches, but also coaches who knew that there was more to it than just the competition. And the Olympics, as Baron Pierre de Coubertin tried to tell us, is about that, and it continues to grow. More and more opportunities for young athletes, more and more opportunities for women. I think one of the stories that we will be looking at over the next several months is how great an Olympics this was for women's sports. It was huge. But think about that. It's about 103 degrees here in Wisconsin. I need to get in some air conditioning. So have a great afternoon. Stay safe, hydrate. Thanks again to Mike Deering, our program director. He keeps us laughing. He keeps us kind of on target. He keeps me kind of focused, which is really difficult to do, let me tell you. But it's all about you guys enjoying Athletics Chat. Stuart and I really enjoy doing it. The idea came from Michael and Adam John Sr., my son, and most appreciative of giving me something to do every Monday. Stay safe. Talk to you soon.